All right, shooting a quick video here on this MXZ800, and it's probably the same as a Ski-Doo, like a 2001 to 2003 MXZ600, 700, 800 Recoil. This is the pull starter, right? And when you don't have electric start, you basically have a pull start. And this one's not working anymore. This little dog ear is supposed to kick out and grab your engine and spin it around. So I took it apart to see what was wrong. It's pretty simple. This hardly even needs a video, so don't be afraid to tackle this if you're concerned. It's really easy to do. So first you take off this little lock washer here. There's a series of parts, and here's, I think, the root cause of my problem is there used to be an O-ring in here and it's completely disintegrated. So I took that out, grab all these parts, and this metal bushing's next, then this piece, and then finally this one here. And yeah, I've got a whole kit from Kimpex. Here's the part number if you have the same sled, or just look on eBay for your particular one. And you know, my sled, the engine's, you know, still real tight. It's stiff to turn over. Seems like, especially when it's cold. You know, maybe there's a little bit of belt drag on the clutch, I don't know. But I bought this metal part, and it'll replace this plastic one. So this kit here is probably 16, 17 bucks. This is probably twice as much for this aluminum machined, made in the USA part. But in your Kimpex kit, you get a new plastic one. So I'll just have that as a spare. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. And I guess the first step is there's supposed to be some nice grease in here. It actually operates, as you know, from what I read, on friction. So it does need a little bit of friction. Of course, when you clamp it together with that, you know, little locking washer retainer, it'll put some pressure on things. But without that O-ring in there, it just doesn't seem to work right. So, all right, well, let's get this thing put back together. So a little bit of grease. Here's our new parts. And let's see. So this has a little square tab on it. And let's see, that's got to go right in here. So you'll see how that can kind of work in between these stops, just like that. Okay. And let's see what's next. This piece. I might put a little bit of grease in here, just for the heck of it. Grease this thing up a little bit. Get rid of a little bit of wear maybe over the years. Push that down in. Okay. And then here is the O-ring that came in the kit that was missing in mine, completely wore out. There you go, is that on camera? Okay. So I'll just pop that in there. And let's see, that's gonna go over this little round feature here. Okay, work that down. Okay, and then there's our last part, is this here. In this case, I'm gonna get a little bit of the grease off of this part. We don't need that thing slipping out. There's a little groove there, make sure that it's nice and clean. By the way, I just used a screwdriver to, you know, pry this old one out. It didn't take much. All right. And then our new one, well, this is probably going to take a little bit of force. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's got a little bit of a, kind of a weird feature in it there. I don't know if that shows up on film, but I might have to look at that a little bit harder. There's like a little cutout. Okay, well, let's see here. Let's try to put more pressure on it. Let's see if it'll go. If not, might have to get a socket or something to push on it and just basically get it in the groove. So I guess off camera, I'll go get a socket that's, you know, about the same diameter as this and just give it a little tap with the hammer, and we'll be back together. And that'll put some pressure on it. And what you should see is once you get it all back together and get a little pressure on it, this little dog ear will kick out. So just like that. watch this feature right here. See how there's like a finger width of space there? And look now, see how it kicked out? That's what's gonna jump out and turn the engine over. So even without my retainer in there, it seems to be working. So see there? It kicked out, and that's what it wasn't doing before. No matter how many times you'd pull it, it just would never seem to catch the engine. So, okay, we'll play around with it. It's really easy rebuild, and I think you'll have your sled going in no time.